Hello and welcome to Round Glass. I'm Leah Cullis and I'm coming to you from Austin, Texas. Welcome to 5 poses to wind down your week. So you made it through another busy week. And in this practice, it's time to give your body permission to relax in these restful, feel-good poses. So we'll be moving through some pigeon variations, a spinal twist, as well as legs up the wall pose. And these poses will help you ease any lingering tension in your body or your mind. So to do this, we're going to use some props in this practice. I'm seated on one block. I have another one close by. I also have a big bolster. So I recommend you grab whatever props you can and get yourself nice and comfortable so your body can unwind. Yogis, we'll begin in a short meditation. So please join me seated on one of your props so that your hips are higher than your knees. And then most of our practice, we're going to be laying down so that we can unwind. All right, ground your hands to your thighs. Sit up nice and tall. So lift your heart up so your spine can be long and your energy centers can start to open. Then when you're ready, close your eyes. Gently seal your lips. And watch your breath flow in and out of your nose. When we take the time to get still and quiet, we start to detach our attention from all the stimulation around us so that we can tune into all the information, the divine information that's available within us. The yogis call this form of meditation pratyahara. Awakening the internal senses as you withdraw the external senses. Please unite your hands in prayer at your heart center, Anjali Mudra. Notice if you can sit up a little taller. And now set the intention for your practice. Is there anything you want to unwind or let go to free yourself up physically and mentally to fully enjoy your weekend? Take a deep breath in and open mouth exhale. Bow your head to your heart. Release your hands to your thighs. Open your eyes, ground your vision at the earth, and then slowly lift your gaze. All right, yogis, we're going to start on our backs. So if you're seated on any props, go ahead and slide them over to the side. We'll use them again soon, so have them close. And then come onto your seat. Set your feet out in front of you, hands behind you. Slowly lower down onto your back. We'll begin in constructive rest. So separate your feet a little wide, your heels a little wider than your hips. Tap your knees together. Now notice right away, if there's any level of discomfort, go ahead and make the adjustments that you need to so that you can feel comfortable simply laying on the ground. As you set your gaze straight up to the ceiling or close your eyes, get a sense of how your body's connecting to the earth. Wherever your back is lifting away from the ground, know that tension is present. So take stock of how your body is organized at the beginning of the practice, so you have a sense of how you're unwinding through your practice. Okay, with your knees touching together, feet still wide, gently lift your seat up, extend your tailbone forward, press your sacrum down into the ground, and notice how your back's connecting to the earth now. Sometimes adding in more length and more space helps the body to unwind. All right, now with your feet a little wider than your hips, go ahead and separate your knees, then pull your right knee in towards your right armpit, and now cross your right ankle over your right thigh. So this is a pigeon variation in figure 4. We're going to hold these poses a little longer today to really see how the body unwinds when we give ourselves the time and the space. To play here, go ahead and place your hands, the base of your palms, right up at your hip creases and gently just palpate the tops of your thigh bones. Notice what you feel and where sensation emerges. We're not making anything happen here, we're just exploring. Okay, now you can stay here if this is where you feel you're at your edge, that space between too much or not enough, or we can move into reclined figure 4. Catch your shin, lace your right arm through the triangle of your legs, pull your legs towards you. Flex both feet. When you flex your feet, you engage your muscles, and that'll help us go deeper into your tissues with utilizing the poses. We're not forcing ourselves into any position. We're just taking shapes and then noticing how the body responds. Deep, full breaths in and out of your nose while you're in the pose. All right, see if you can pull your left shin a little closer towards you. If you're feeling really bendy, you can use your right elbow, work your right thigh away from you. Never forcing anything, just allowing yourself to be at the edge between too much and not enough so that you can unwind. All right, go ahead and place your left foot down, unwind your arms, seal your thighs. Now twist both legs to the left. We'll do some more adjustments here. If you feel good, take your twist and extend your arms out wide, or lift your hips up slightly, swing your hips to the right side of your mat. Now, lift your left shoulder blade up, expand your left shoulder blade more towards the left edge of your mat, take your wings out wide. Your gaze can be straight up to the sky, or you can look over your right shoulder. You can even go for full eagle legs if that feels better for you. Deep, full breaths. Another option, bring your left hand to the top of your right thigh bone. Gently coax your right thigh bone away. See how your low back responds. With every inhale, stretch from your hips up through your armpits. And each exhale, invite your low belly back. Give your internal organs a gentle massage. Okay, at the base of your next exhale, slowly unwind. We'll come back to constructive rest. Knees together, feet wide, arms down by your sides. Notice the difference between your two sides. Notice how your body's responding and unwinding with the aid of these postures. All right, let's switch to the left side. Catch your left shin. Give yourself a little stretch, your knee towards your armpit. And then cross your left ankle over your right thigh. Use your hands to palpate the tops of your thigh bones. Just explore. Our low backs take so much pressure throughout the week when we're sitting at our desks or driving our cars or walking around. This gentle pressure of your hands to your thigh bones helps to extend the very lowest part of your back. All right, now let's move into reclined figure 4. Thread your left hand through the eye of your legs. Pull your right shin towards you. Deep, full breaths while you're here. If you notice your feet start to go asleep, as soon as you notice, just reawaken. And then use your left elbow to work your left thigh bone away from you. If it ever becomes too much, you just back off slightly. We can never force ourselves to unwind. We can just give ourselves the space and the proper environment so that we can start to unwind physically, mentally, and more. All right, seal your thighs, take your twist, turn both legs to twist off of the right edge of your mat. Take your arms out to a T or cactus arms. Then let's set up with a little bit more movement here. Work your hips towards the left side of your mat, right shoulder lifted up, expand towards the right edge of your mat. The shoulder lift always holds more punch than I think it's going to for me. So notice how you feel with just a little more space behind your heart. Then big full breaths. Every inhale, lift your breath all the way up across your heart space. With each exhale, clear your house. So let all the stagnation or the old air leave you. So each new inhale holds the most life force, most prana for you to refresh and head into the weekend. Okay, yogi, slowly unwind, come back to center. Take a few breaths in constructive rest here. Notice how the sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine, feels. And then pull both knees into you, roll over to one side, go ahead and sit up. Okay, this is our only seated posture. We'll come back onto our backs after this. For a wide forward fold, I'm going to use 2 blocks and my bolster here. Now, this is a really fancy yoga bolster, but you can also use a cushion from your couch or a pillow from your bed, or multiple blankets wrapped up. The point is to lift the earth up to you so that you're not trying too hard to unwind. Okay, then we take our legs out wide into Upavishta Konasana, so wide angle pose. If this is too wide for you, you're in charge of your angle, so you can move your feet in or out. Then hands back behind your hips, scooch your pelvis forward slightly. All right, now with my prop tower, I'm gonna slide the props a little closer towards me and then bring my forearms to the tops of my props and just simply stay here for a few breaths. I can definitely feel this stretch in both of my hips. Now, unflex your feet. Because we're going to be here for a while, we don't want to overflex the feet. But if you notice that you've started to fade into the pose, you can always bring back some muscular energy by flexing your feet, extending your heels away from you, and then slightly let go of the flex. In every posture, we're looking for that balance of effort and ease. All right, now if you know that you can go deeper into your pose now, you can always take some of the props away. So I'll slide my blocks over to the side. This is my favorite pose. I do this pose every single day. And when I was in my 20s, I could just lay down on the floor. Now it takes me about 5 minutes to do that. So notice how your body responds to the shapes that you're in. So let's bring in some engagement to the feet. Flex your feet, press your heels away from you. It's like you're stretching your leg bones long. Scoop your heart forward. And now see if you can make a pillow with your forearms and lay your forehead down. Relax some of the flex of your feet. And if you ever start to feel a pull, like you've gone too far, again, you're in charge. Just simply back up slightly. Give yourself the space to unwind. It's really hard to de-stress or unwind in a pressure cooker. So make sure that you're taking each posture to the space where you feel like there's a slight challenge, where your tissues, your body, your spirit can start to respond, but you're not forcing anything. Okay, we'll take about 5 more breaths here, yogis. Go to your edge. For some of you, that might look like sliding the bolster forward, dropping your head and your torso more towards the ground. Or for a little more restorative, you can lay on the bolster. Deep, full breaths. With every inhale, focus on filling your back and your side ribs. And every exhale, invite your low belly back. When you feel complete, slowly rise on up. Nice work. Okay, we'll move our props over to the side. Want to be gentle here. We've been in this shape for a little while. So use your hands as little scoopers underneath your knees. Gently bend your knees and then work your feet back together. Pause for a moment here. You can even wrap your forearms around your shins. All right, and then we'll lay down on the back again. So swing your feet forward, lay all the way down. As you're going down, grab either your bolster or I'm going to use one of my blocks. So have it right by your side. Lay all the way down. Now align your feet so your heels are right underneath your knees. We'll take supported bridge pose. You've got 3 settings on your blocks, so you can use whatever setting feels best to you. Because we're in more of a restorative practice and our intention is to unwind the week, I'm going to go for the lowest setting. All right, so lift up your hips, slide the block underneath your sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of your spine. Because we're in a bridge posture and we're extending the low back, we want to keep the gaze straight up to the sky and about 6 inches back. Your gaze is known as your drishti, although sometimes I'll look over at you. All right, extend your arms by your sides, palms facing up. Now notice when you take this posture overall, what sensations show up for you right away. Put your attention on those places within you because it's unique for all of us, depending on how we've been living. and start to draw your breath down to those areas within you. Okay, simple adjustment. Press down into your heels, lift your hips up slightly, extend your tailbone forward. We did that in our initial shape in constructive rest. Notice how the sensations have shifted within your posture. Okay, you can stay here, yogis, or a beautiful variation of this is to start to extend your legs forward. You can even reach your arms overhead. Then notice if there's any gripping or holding in your feet or your hands. Can you let go completely? Deep, full breaths. Just allow your whole body to unwind. With the help of the block underneath the sacrum, this posture also helps us to get into the psoas muscle, that muscle that unites the upper body and the lower body, or the hip flexors that are gripping for much of the day when we're seated in our chairs. Couple deep more breaths. Option to stay here if this is feeling good, or slide one heel at a time closer towards you. Then pull your right knee in towards your chest. We did this before. It's going to feel different with the block underneath us. If you're looking for a little bit more stretch of your hip flexors, you can re-slide your left heel forward. Continue to pull gently your right knee towards your right armpit. The more you work your left heel away, the more you'll get into your hip flexors. Simultaneously work your left heel back towards the block. Replace your right heel down. Other side. Pull your left knee towards your left armpit. Take a couple of breaths here. You want to give your body the opportunity to organize before you rush on to the next shape. Then go ahead and slide your right heel forward. You can keep your feet flexed or release the flex, whatever feels best to you. Sometimes I like to roll my knee more towards center and then outward as I investigate to see where I'm holding the most tension. And then once you find the space that's been holding on throughout the week for you, send your breath and your loving energy there. Your attention, your breath, and the sensation all work together to help you find the areas where you can unwind. Okay, yogis, slowly return both heels to the earth. Now we'll transition into legs up the wall pose, or Viparita Karani. So you can keep the block here. You could move up to a higher block, or you can transition to the wall. I'm going to stay here on my mat. Place your palms down, pull your knees towards your chest, then kick both heels up high. All right, this is one of my favorite postures. I do this most day up against the wall, but a block is a beautiful addition to this shape. Now flip your palms to the sky, spread your toes out wide. Aim to align your heels straight over your hips. Now the weight of our big leg bones and muscles helps to put all this pressure onto the sacrum, expanding the sacrum or the low back, and resetting our thigh bones into the hip sockets. So many people come to yoga experiencing some level of low back pain. It's quite common. This is my number one pose that I recommend to students who have low back pain. 5 to 10 minutes, I call it a Netflix pose. Go up to the wall, put your legs up, or you can even use a chair and bend your knees over. You'll get similar benefits. Or you can lay on the ground, put a block underneath, feet up, then give yourself the time and the space to help unwind your low back. Now, yogis, if this is feeling good, you stay and enjoy the pose. Or bend your knees, reset your feet on the ground. When you're ready to come out, press into your heels, lift your hips up, slide your block over to the side. Option to take a traditional shavasana or come into a small ball, roll to one side, rise up to a seat for a seated meditation, and finish with me here. Ground your palms to your thighs, sit up nice and tall, and then close your eyes. Notice how you feel now. Notice how your body's responded when you've carved out the space and chosen poses to help you unwind your week. What's the result now? Physically, energetically, mentally, and more. Please unite your prayer hands at heart center if you're in your seat. Take a moment to acknowledge yourself for taking these 20 minutes for self-care to help you leave behind the week before and step into the opportunities that are ripe for you now. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, exhale. Lift your prayer hands up to your third eye. Seal the wisdom from your body into your mind. Bowing forward, together we say, Namaste. Thank you, yogis. Thank you so much for sharing your practice today. Please join us for more yoga and meditation at roundglass.link. We are holistic well-being. Be well, yogis.